We've been on a journey from a measurement standpoint, and if I to go back 5 years, a lot of companies and CPG in particular invested heavily in doing really last touch attribution or market mix modeling. And as attribution models have evolved over time, we've tried to be at the forefront of that. And one of the things that I think the limitations of last touch attribution or market mix modeling is the fact that the information is so delayed, right? It's a rear view mirror look at how your marketing's performing, and sometimes can take months to actually pull that data and then try to action it. And as the world has changed, right, and the news cycle has changed, that time frame just doesn't work as it used to, I think, for consumer packaged good brands. The idea of set and forget mentality, or just putting your marketing out there and then waiting to the next report from a modeling standpoint 6 months later, just doesn't work. Marketers need to react and operate more in a real-time world that's operating more at the speed of culture. And so we started our journey to kind of look for alternatives to that, and we found a solution in MTA, like a lot of marketers have, except I think a lot of marketers focus their multi-touch attribution on the digital side of things, and an area where I think they can control more. And we went from the onset to really thinking about TV and digital collectively, where 80 to 90% of our dollars sit today. There's still things that are hard to measure, like social, but we have found workarounds for that. And the ultimate goal is the ability to optimize your marketing in real time, making those micro adjustments to your marketing plans on a brand by brand basis, so that you can then achieve the objectives of the campaign that you're trying to achieve.
So how do you optimize, or what does optimization look like for you?
We look at both creative and media. In media, we take it to as granular a place as we can, depending on the media type. And so we look at, for example, when you look at TV, right? We look at program type, we look at we look at network, and we also combine that with our investment, and we see what is performing best at that given moment. And then from a creative standpoint, we're also able to assess exposure data to a certain level of creative on those granular channels, and then try to optimize to what creative is performing best on what network, what program, what time, and then go back to our media plan and make those adjustments. And when I say real time, it's like a monthly cadence. Candidly, we hope to get better than where we are today, but that's where we're at this moment.
And what about performance around linear TV? You guys are a big investor
Yep.
in linear TV, of course in live sports.
Yes.
Tell us about sort of KPIs that you want to see from the TV programmers.
Well, I think what we're trying to get better at from a TV standpoint, and we've had conversations with other companies that are experimenting in measurement in a television standpoint, but I do think the world is moving towards, and you're seeing it with the MRC and others, in the area of attention, and how do you measure attention, and knowing that there's a lot of fragmentation out there in that space. What can we do to get a better handle on how you measure if people if they are watching TV? Do we know that they're paying attention to the TV commercial? What are ways for us to kind of gather that data and measure it? And then what we're doing strategically from a media standpoint, which I think a lot of marketers, at least more advanced ones, is to also use data to then complementary media that runs on your mobile phone when we know you're watching TV. And so it gives us an opportunity to either create some frequency of our message against the consumer, or knowing that maybe their attention during a commercial break turns towards their mobile phone, we creating an opportunity to run an ad in those environments.